Good morning, grade 3. Welcome back to grade 3 mathematics class. How are you all doing today? So we have come to the end of the chapter 12, data handling. So we will discuss the questions from revision station today. So all of you please turn to page number 171 of your textbook. Let's see the first question. The first question is to draw a pictograph showing the favorite outdoor activities of a group of friends. And here you are given a table and also a key is mentioned. So how do you draw a pictograph? So we have already learned about how to draw a pictograph. So what is the first step? You have to go through the data given to you very carefully. So you are given two labels here, the activity and the number of children who likes each activity. So cycling is the favorite activity of how many children? 4 children. Skating is the favorite activity of 2 children. Kite flying is the favorite activity of 6 children and swimming is the favorite activity of 3 children. And here it is mentioned that you have to use this symbol here to represent one child. So that is going to be our key to draw the pictograph. So what is the first step? We have drawn a table like this using the given labels. Now the next step is to draw symbols corresponding to the data given to us. So cycling is the favorite activity of how many children? 4 children. And how many symbols should we draw there? In the question, we were asked to use one kite symbol to represent one child. So here there are 4 children. So how many kites should we draw here? We need to draw 4 kites here to represent 4 children. So 1, 2, 3 and then 4. So we have drawn 4 symbols corresponding to 4 children whose favorite activity is cycling. So the next one is skating and it is the favorite activity of 2 children. So how many symbols should we draw here? 2 symbols. Each symbol represents one child. So again here we are drawing 2 kites. So 2 kites or 2 symbols that represent 2 children whose favorite activity is skating. So similarly, you have to complete drawing the other 2 categories and then your final pictograph will look like this. Cycling is the favorite activity of 4 children, skating is liked by 2, kite flying is liked by how many? 6 children and then swimming is the favorite activity of 3 children. And don't forget to mention the key as well in the pictograph. So we have written key and each symbol represents one child. Don't forget to write this part. So this is how your final pictograph may look like. So hope you understood this one. Now let's move on to the next question. Use pictograph to answer the following questions. So we have drawn the pictograph and based on this pictograph, we have to answer the 3 questions that follow. So let's see the first question. Which activity is more popular? Is it kite flying or skating? So the more popular activity will be the one which is liked by more number of students, right? So is it kite flying or skating? Skating is the favorite activity of only 2 children, whereas kite flying is the favorite activity of 6 children. So which is more popular? It is kite flying. So the more popular activity is kite flying. Now, how many friends chose swimming as their favorite activity? The number of children who likes swimming as their favorite activity is how much? 3. So here the answer is 3. How many friends chose swimming as their favorite activity? The answer is 3. Now see, what is the total number of children who like cycling and skating? So to find the total number of children, you need to know what is the number of children who likes each of these activities. So cycling is liked by 4 children and skating is liked by 2 children. So what is the total number? It is 4 plus 2 and that is equal to 6. So the total number of children who like cycling and skating is equal to 4 plus 2 and that is equal to 6 children. Hope you understood this one. Now let's move on to the next one. The following table shows the favorite foods of students in a class. The labels are given here and the categories are given and the number of students who like each food item is also given. So the labels are favorite food and number of students, and dosa is the favorite food of 10 students, whereas sandwich is the favorite food of 12 students, and idli is liked by 8 students, whereas cutlet is the favorite food of 14 students. Now here in this question, we are asked to draw a bar graph to represent the above data. Then answer the following questions. So based on this data given here, you have to draw a bar graph to represent this data. So we've learned about bar graphs in our previous classes. So it is a way of representing data using rectangular bars or strips. So you know a bar graph has a horizontal line and a vertical line. And if it is a vertical bar graph, the horizontal line will represent the different category of data items, and the vertical line will represent the number of data items. So let's draw a vertical bar graph today. Or you can try drawing a horizontal bar graph as well according to your convenience. But make sure you are using your ruler and pencil to draw a neat bar graph. So let me show you an example. I'm going to show the example of a vertical bar graph. So first I draw a horizontal line, and there I'm going to mark the labels for favorite foods. So on the horizontal line will be favorite foods, and I'll have markings for each category of food items. So one will be dosa, the next will be sandwich, and so on. And on the vertical line, I'll have the number of students who like each food item. So on the vertical line, I may write number of students. And there I'll have markings to mark the number like 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. And then you can draw dotted lines from each of these corresponding points. So from dosa, I'm drawing a dotted line vertically upwards, and dosa is the favorite food of 10 students, right? So at the point, from the point where it says 10 here on the vertical line, I'm drawing a dotted line horizontally. So you see the point where the two dotted lines intersect or meet. That would be the height of your bar that represents dosa, or the number of students that like dosa. So you got the height for the rectangular bar, so you can draw a rectangular bar there. So you proceed like this, and your final bar graph may look like this. You can color each bar with a different color. So you have a bar graph here now. So there are a few questions that follow. Let's read the question one by one. What is the difference between the number of students who like cutlet over idli? So what is the number of students who like cutlet? The number of students who like cutlet is corresponding to the height of this bar. So here we have cutlet. This rectangular bar has a height corresponding to the number 14. So cutlet is the favorite food of 14 students, whereas idli is the favorite food of 8 students. So how many more students like cutlet over idli? That would be the difference of these two numbers, 14 minus 8, and that is equal to 6. So the difference between the number of students who like cutlet over idli is equal to 6. Now let's see the next question. How many students do not prefer cutlet? So this bar here represents the number of students who likes cutlet. That is equal to a total of 14 students. And the number of students who do not prefer cutlet will be the sum of these three or these numbers. That is 10 plus 12 plus 8. That is the number of students who like dosa plus the number of students who like sandwich plus the number of students who like idli as their favorite food. So what is the answer there? It is 10 plus 12 plus how many students like idli as their favorite food? It is 8. So what is the total answer? 10 plus 12 is 22 plus 8 is equal to 30. So how many students do not prefer cutlet? It is equal to 30. Now let's see the next question. What is the total number of students who do not like dosa and sandwich? So what is the number of students who like dosa? The number of students who like dosa is 10 and number of students who like sandwich is equal to 12. So the total number of students who like dosa and sandwich will be the sum of these two. Now here you are asked to find out the number of students, the total number of students who do not like dosa and sandwich. That would be the sum of these two, the other two, the number of students who like idli and the number of students who like cutlet. So what is the sum? That is 8 plus this 14. What is 8 plus 14? 8 plus 14 is equal to 22. That is the number of students who like idli as their favorite food plus the number of students who like cutlet as their favorite food, and the total number is 22. So children, I hope you are clear with all the questions we discussed today. We have come to the end of this chapter. So as a homework for the day, you can do a worksheet. This is in page number 172 of your textbook. So once you are done with the worksheet, you can take a picture and send us through Teams. So by this class, we have covered all the chapters from the textbook. There are 2 practice sheets given at the end of this textbook, that is in page number 173 and 174. And these practice sheets contain questions from all the chapters of the textbook. So it will be a good revision exercise for you. So before we wind up for the day, let me remind you, there is a digital content that comes with this textbook, which you can always access from anywhere, anytime, using the token number given at the back side of your book. So just have a look at it. It will be a fun interactive experience to you. And whenever you learn math, try to connect it with your daily life. And you'll see how fun learning math is. So if you have any doubts or questions from any chapters that we have learned, you can send in your doubts or questions either to the school email ID or you can post them in Microsoft Teams. So children, I hope you had a great time learning math this year. Wishing you all the best. Take care and bye.